Dream, Tubbo, Sap Nap, Quackity, Tommy Innit, Wilbur Suit, George Not Found, Minecraft YouTubers, and Minecraft YouTube. Yeah. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Minecraft YouTube is not a section of YouTube that I often interact with. When the Dream SMP was still live and going, I was not really into it. But before it happened, I was a watcher of Quackity. I participated in one of the Animal Jam raids when it happened. It was very fun. It was very nice. And due to that, I feel like I should cover the situation of Dream's very interesting, I want to say, almost meltdown over Quackity. So, looking at the situation on the outset, basically Quackity is trying to do some new Minecraft stuff since Dream SMP ended. And the idea that he had was very similar to the idea that Dream had, or at least Dream's idea for what he could do new with Minecraft ended up being very similar to Quackity's idea, which apparently caused some friction, or at least some perceived friction. Also, y'all make sure to tell me if the music is louder than me. And in response, Quackity, like a Chad, has not said anything, but Dream did all of this. We got a little Guilty Gear Bridget down here. So I'm gonna read through this and I'm gonna give my raw takes on this. I've not read the thread yet. I just know the general situation. So yeah, let's get into it. This post is gonna get a tiny bit personal, so if you're not in the mood to be a little upset, probably not best to read it, though it's community drama right now. When me and my friends started working on the United SMP, the QSMP, the Quackity SMP, had not yet been announced at all, and Quackity had kept things very close to his chest with what he was working on. We were all probably thinking the same general thing: we need another Minecraft server to play on. The idea was just to have a server to hop on Minecraft and play survival Minecraft again. And after Squid Game, we all agreed that it would be awesome to have it be creators from around the world. So I instantly started working on the translation mod, and I was really excited to storyboard ideas for the SMP, calling with lots of creators about it, expressing excitement and brainstorming, and getting really excited to play Minecraft again. After the QSMP was announced, I was surprised and reached out to Quackity, expressing support for the project and letting him know I was working on something to bring creators from around the world together too, and that we should chat about it. His SMP announcement didn't mention any translation stuff and was English and Spanish based, so I still was thinking that conceptually they were different enough to coexist, and was hoping to share the mod with Quackity if he was interested in using it. Quackity didn't reply to me at the time, and obviously I assumed it was due to being overwhelmed and busy with the QSMP and all of the messages he was probably getting. I reached out to multiple members of the QSMP that I'm close with after Quackity didn't reply to me, and got varying reassurances from them that the QSMP was a passion project to bring Quackity's two biggest communities of English and Spanish together, and that the servers were completely different and hardly any creator overlap or idea overlap based on what I was planning. I'm not even done with the first tweet. Okay. So to TLDR that first, but yeah, like Crispy Chris said, mucho texto. To basically TLDR that Dream, after the end of the Dream SMP, was wanting to make a server, I guess, to incorporate people from across the world. Good idea, and Quackity, who is bilingual, speaks English and Spanish, was planning on doing something similar to that, but was keeping the plans close to his chest, and apparently Quackity hasn't been responding to Dream's DMs, which, like, okay. So Dream reached out to other people, which is, I mean, I guess it makes sense. And now we have this glorious thread telling us about this situation. So let's hop back into it. Those creators even all expressed strong interest in playing for both and excitement in all communities coming together, and how I expressed interest in sharing the mod with Quackity to them, and how I would be giving it to the public for free, and asked for advice on how I should approach him without him feeling like I was trying to butt my way into his project or something. Okay. After talking with them, though, it really encouraged me to continue working on the idea, with the idea that it wouldn't be really a me thing, and that there would be 6 other owners, and it could be a big community project with open source translation mod to bridge the community together. Okay, I figured this point he probably wouldn't be interested, though, and thought that was fair enough, obviously, with his new SMP. Then I uploaded my translation mod video, which was planned as an April Fool's joke, and posted a simple little promotional graphic. The next day, Quackity announced a translation mod for the QSMP with the same functionality, and obviously with the same general idea of bridging the language gap even more by literally live translating. Okay. Again, just a live translation mod, similar ideas, and he's written multiple paragraphs on this. We're going to keep chugging through it so that I can get my ideas at the end. Okay. I reached out to Quackity again, expressing support and laughing at the fact that we had such similar ideas. He hadn't replied to my previous message, and didn't reply to that one either. I bumped him, mentioning that a lot of vitriol was building between our fan bases because of this, and suggested that we talk about it and work out what we do, so we can avoid everyone being at each other's throats. All the hatred and infighting of communities can be avoided with creators communicating and setting boundaries and so on. After days went by, I bumped again, going over the timeline of everything, because I had thought the idea that maybe he was frustrated with me and thought that I had stolen his idea or something. Still no response, so I reached out to other friends of ours who were having the same communication struggles, so I figured it wasn't a me thing. I bumped him again a week or so later, expressing my love for him, and that an SMP wasn't worth hurting our friendship over, and that I had no intention of competing with him or trying to copy any of his ideas. To at least talk to me, man. I don't want to have any problems between us. I love you, and I tried avoiding anything like this from happening. I don't know what's the best resolution is, but it's definitely not silence between us. So what's happening here is that they had very similar ideas. Quackity's doing his own shit, and now Dream is just constantly fucking like DMing him, just like, hey dude, what's going on, dude? How you doing, dude? We have very similar ideas, dude. Do you maybe want to work together? Potentially, it's cool if not. Hey, do you want to maybe use my mod? It's cool if not. Hey dude, how you doing? Oh my god, our communities are fighting with each other, dude. Like, hey, like, let's not hurt our friendship over you not responding. Meanwhile, Quackity's just sitting back somewhere, probably enjoying his life. Just, this is like the flirting versus harassment meme, is what this feels like. It feels like Quackity's just sitting here doing his own thing. Meanwhile, Dream keeps blowing up his fucking DMs over this shit. For some reason, it genuinely feels like flirting versus harassment in this situation, like that meme. Because keep in mind, this is multiple responded to DMs, which after a while, if no one is responding to your DM, stop DMing them. Just a thought. That's a general rule. If no one is like responding to your DM, stop DMing them. Especially if you're sending multiple and they aren't responding, which again, this literally highlights here that other people were having the same communication struggles getting through to Quackity. So maybe it's not a you thing, Dream. Maybe it's just Quackity isn't responding to a lot of people right now. That's an idea. Still no responses, and at that point I was very stressed and concerned about it. So members of the QSMP and non-members that were friends of mine attempted to reach out to get clarity or figure out what was going on. Dream literally through his actions got multiple people to start DMing Quackity, basically like, hey dude, what's going on with you and Dream? I'm sorry, if I was Quackity in this situation, I would now be thoroughly very fucking annoyed. From what I gathered, there were no responses, and it was strongly alluded from Q that you wouldn't be allowed to play on both servers if you were part of the QSMP. Source. And the source cited is the author's ass. Which totally makes sense for Quackity, as there's not many creators on the QSMP, and if it takes a lot of time to make all the mods and updates for content, you want it to be as active as possible. I was still incredibly confused, and I continued to reach out and even put my project on hold to try to figure out what was going on behind the scenes, and extend love and support to Quackity, to everything he has done, as only a couple of weeks before this we were still joking and talking in calls, playing in events together, texting and chatting, etc, etc, etc. And we are all still really good friends, and that this is, and my assumption would be that we are all still really good friends, and that this is just a big misunderstanding with a lot of lack of communication between Quackity and all of us. That being said, I've seen communities split against each other and tons of hate built around the speculations of people's motives and friendships and so on. I personally have experienced an elevated level of real-life threats and stalkers, and even had to put police involved in somebody showing up to my house. That's bad. Don't show up to people's houses, you assholes. I never like to air out anything that feels private, but I feel like in this case it's important for my fan base to be aware of my intentions, motives, thought processes, and how we've gotten here. I've always been a creator that's open with my fan base about everything going on in my life, and a massive thing right now for my friends and family. For my friends and me, and is something an outsider might not really understand. What's going on, clarity is important. Like I said, it's not really worth all the drama. I want to play Minecraft with friends again, and I can't wait to start doing it again soon. The United SMP concept will be changed so that it's again different enough from QSMP to not compete with it, and to keep the main goal of uniting creators from around the world to simply play vanilla Minecraft. So the original 10 creators from each language, these languages, etc. is going to be changing to a different structural format due to QSMP announcement, as I really don't want them to be conceptually similar. My intention was never to try and compete with another SMP, cause any friendship problems, etc, etc, etc. It was to have a cool, it was to have a fun, it was just to have fun and put out cool, unique content. Just remember, this is about uniting the world communities. I love everything that Quackity's done, and I really believe this is a huge miscommunication. I will continue to say that I have the utmost respect for Quackity as a creative mind, a hard worker, and a person, and I don't want to put anyone down. My hope is that Quackity sees this and knows that no one's ever meant any ill will. We love him, and that his friends are trying to reach out to him, and that we're proud of everything he's done. Okay. Mucho texto. Okay. Let me take a sip of water to re-lubricate my pipes, because holy Christ, that was a lot. And let me go into my thoughts on this. So, from reading that, I have two things to say. This doesn't seem as bad as I feel like a lot of people are putting it out to be. I will say, mucho texto. Dream did not have to say that much. But the sentiment is generally nice. Like, hey, I didn't realize that Quackity and I were making such a similar idea. Which, like, when it comes down to it, that happens, especially with an idea like this. Because, like, Dream is one of the biggest creators on YouTube, and for him to both promote international creators and this kind of SMP is a good thing. And also for Quackity to do multilingual stuff also makes sense. He's bilingual. Of course, he would want to, I mean, it makes sense that he would want to have a bilingual Minecraft server. So, all in all, it's not entirely shocking that they would both be working on similar ideas like this at the same time, thereabouts. So that actually does make a lot of sense. And also, like, the worry about Quackity's communication, I guess, also makes quite a bit of sense. When you have someone that you were interacting with, very friendly with before, and then he suddenly ceases all communications, or like he isn't really responding all that much, or like even the people that he interacts with often outside of you aren't getting many responses from him, it also makes sense why you would be concerned about that. My only issue here is that, like, what Dream could have done, instead of, because it feels like he could be airing some personal stuff going on with Quackity, because like ceasing communications with people that you interact with often is not something that really happens in the best of circumstances. And I feel like him saying that is a little, it could key into like giving up some information, or at least hinting at something that like he probably doesn't know of himself, since he hasn't been communicating with Quackity. But it does kind of feel like it is something that, you know, could be happening with Quackity, that he might be going through, that he may not want to talk about, and airing like this kind of, I guess, like larger thing that could indicate that isn't the best thing, and I would say that's a bit of a mistake, but I don't think that was done maliciously. But I think, you know, if I was Dream personally, the way I would have went about this is like, hey, Quackity is a friend, love him very much, I haven't talked to him recently, and that's all he had to say. Like, I haven't talked to him recently, and we came up with very similar ideas. He's not copying off of me, I'm not copying off of him. This is probably what both of our thought processes were. Everyone calm the fuck down, stop stalking people, stop being weird about it, stop being harassy, just calm down. Yeah, I'm gonna be changing up my content structure on this a little bit, because I know how much this means to Quackity. As someone who is multilingual, while I'm not multilingual, I don't think Dream is multilingual. I just wanted to promote some international creators. I'm talking like I'm Dream here, but like I just wanted to support some international creators. Quackity wanted to unify, you know, his two worlds, both his English world and his Spanish speaking world, and I respect that. So I'm gonna be switching up my content to, you know, kind of give him a bit more space. This isn't something that I was forced to do. This was something that I felt would be right by it. Do not harass Quackity. If I see you harassing Quackity or anyone in his community, or anyone playing on his SMP, you're not in my community, etc. That's all that really had to be said. He could have done that in one of these long Twitter blue tweets. He could have done it in like one of these, in much more concise words instead of across three. But I mean, all in all, I'm gonna have to say, like, Dream's sentiment here, I don't disagree with it. I think this is a positive sentiment to have. I don't think this is like a negative thing to say. I get why he did this. I just wish he would have done it in like a shorter way. I do hope Quackity's well. We did kind of check on his tweets. He hasn't tweeted in quite a bit, but it doesn't seem like he was much of a tweeter beforehand, as we can see here. This is his QSMP announcement right here, with live translation, which is actually really cool. A live translation mod for Minecraft is unironically really, really cool, and especially if it's going to be over multiple languages, like Portuguese speaking community, of course Spanish speakers, English speakers, so that's at least 3 languages. And depending on how the live translation goes, I don't know if it's going to be live voice translation. If it's live voice translation, then that is amazing technology. If it's live text translation, then that's still pretty cool. But I mean, I'm just gonna have to say, the closest thing you could get to a drama here is like Quackity revealing some stuff that, not Quackity, Dream revealing some stuff unintentionally about Quackity that like probably isn't the best. I don't think he should have talked about Quackity kind of pulling back from DMing other people all that much, because that could key into someone. I do know that whenever I get like really stressed, I kind of pull away from my DMs a lot. So I hope Quackity's okay. And yeah, so I don't really see much of a drama here. And honestly, when it comes down to it, Dream, I'm gonna give him my pillow stamp of approval here. Could he have done some things better there? Yeah. But at the same time, he probably didn't, really take some of the stuff that I just said into consideration. Seems like this is a pretty clean thing going on here. With that being said, if you liked this little segment and you want me to cover more things like this, make sure to comment down below what you want me to cover. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the Discord down below so that you know whenever I go live, and you can join this beautiful chat right here, this beautiful chat box that you can all see. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace. Gotta hit the stop record button. Bye.